Morning, everyone. The opening of the meeting of the Board of Assessors of December 29th, 2022. Our order of business is approval of the previous board meeting minutes. We had a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the previous meeting minutes. Second.
So the motion and second discussion on their salary. Motion failed. If the meeting is personal property that is taken.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We don't have a lot today. We have a few items. We have 5 car fields where 2 were changes and 3 were no changes. One was a change of 24 on 25% due to high mileage. The car had is a 2012 Hyundai Sonata with 251,000 miles on it. So after the adjustments of NADA, it dropped down from 7425 to 5575. The purchase the car, however, 1300. So this we kind of been something a bit like this. We said. The interesting one is the one in the middle with the Volkswagen Touring. This particular car is a rebuilt title, has a rebuilt title. However, the value of the car that the state has on it is actually less than the rebuilt adjustments that we would put on the car. After, with the amount of mileage, making adjustments for being rebuilt and everything, it's still actually higher than what the state value is, which I found interesting. So, unfortunately, that value did not change. And the only other one we have is appeal changes due to further information that was brought into us. For the court furniture on page 3. It's one product of the court furniture. It's court business. They do not have any assets in the record. Their tax rep when they said they still was not responding to us, so it was sending the no change notice. Instead of the tax rep sending us something, court furniture actually called and sent me what I did that showed they had no assets in Villarica, so we put their account to $1 versus the $3,400. So which was not, it was not taxable anyway, but we still weren't making it correct. So that's all I have.
We're entertaining a motion because it goes out.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the items as noted for personal property that their changes.
Motion second discussion on their salary. Motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, next I have real property.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The first item we have on here is a recommendation of approval for request for a non-disclosure status. We have an elected official judge that has requested a non-disclosure status, and we do honor those. The issue, however, is that she says, I'm not sure what other proof of qualification may be needed. Would this email in itself suffice? They did not give the driver's license or anything. We have verified that she does own the particular property that she is requesting a non-disclosure on. And I actually sent Tamika to her physical office in the government courthouse just to kind of verify that she's there. So I just want to recommend an approval for a non-disclosure for this particular judge. And you all can see, I'm just not going to say it out loud.
That's right. And is that typically, or what typically information or documentation typically get for the issue?
Like if it's a federal official with the FBI or something, we ask for their ID and for some employment verification. Is that correct, Lynn? Okay, just want to be sure. And we do know that this person is an elected official here in this particular. So just want to recommend approval for the non-disclosure for that particular property, and that'll be going around for signature.
I would entertain a motion for that effect.
Make a motion that we approve of this non-disclosure status.
Have a motion second for discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm going to start on page 4 through 6 for the exempt and administrative changes. And the tax commissioner office has sent out a notice of intent to pay on everyone that has not paid their taxes. So a lot of people have been calling in and coming into our office. So we have a lot of changes on the record here. In particular, on page 4, this is the property owned by the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. This is where they're going to build the new DMV right up here. By the sheriff's office, at the courthouse, I think where the homeless camp is that the right spot?
My understanding is they're gonna build the corner office.
Corners.
Yeah,
So we're not sure where this is all.
that's, yeah, down the,
Earl.
yeah, early,
Next
next to the Bell's Bondsman Free Atlanta.
When the Board of Commissioners purchased this property January 14, 2024, and as January 1, 2022, this property should have been accepted. We did not accept it. So I'm going to recommend that we accept the property so that the Board of Commissioners does not have to pay taxes on this particular sale. They purchased it for $600. The issue, however, there is a 2021, they were not the owners. They purchased it on January the 14th, and I am trying to see what needs to be done in order to get that exemption for that particular year. And I have not received a call back from Frederick Perry or I did speak with Lisa Watson, and she told me to just speak with Frederick Perry. And I'm trying to see what we need to do to get rid of that particular bill, or if the Board of Commissioners has to make some kind of decision on that. It's really just taking money out of one pocket and putting it into the other pocket. So for 2021, I recommend an exempt status for Board of Commissioners property.
You mentioned purchase price?
Yeah, they paid $600,000 for a
okay.
particular property, so we said it could purchase price for 2022. And it's going to be exempt, so. I said they did receive the 10 back, so they found that along with several others. Pages 5 and 6.
Just a quick question, is this for 22?
Yeah, for 22. 22, I can do it. We were supposed to, but we didn't do it.
Right.
For 2021, we're going to have to do some more discussion and see what we need to do on it.
Okay.
Because the owners as of January 1 were not the Board of Commissioners.
You bring it,
It was the holding company.
okay, great. You bring it at a later date.
We bring it later on and make a decision. On page 5, we have several ownership changes, and let's start at the top. The first one was just a misdeed, and we just corrected the title on that one. Number 3 was a walk-in. Again, they wanted their name ownership on the property, and we went back with the corrective deed and had that done. On parcel 37155 and parcel 371516. On number 4, the first one, that's just a sliver of land that we voided. It was combined with the parcel below, 16. Parcel 16 was already incorporated, that little sliver in the front, it was already billed at the appropriate amount. We did not void out the sliver, which you see $1,300. Yeah. So we recommend voiding out that sliver, and no acreage correction was needed on that one, but we needed to change ownership on parcel 16. Parcel 631537, which is number 6, Christopher Knuckles. We approved his veterans exempt under 62. He turned in his appropriate documentation. On parcel 84258, Daddy's Girls Property, we had to do a correction to the legal reference in that particular parcel. So the correction was done after the digest, so we had to get that corrected. It was 15.53 acres, and my understanding is that next year it will be, some of that will be split out to only 8.33 acres. On the last one on this page, 1342510, it was 2 parcels that were transferred, and they missed this particular parcel. So we have to correct that one. On page 6, Mr. Gerald Taney came in yesterday afternoon, and he received the bill for the 5 acres here, but we had already combined that 5 acres with the parcel 10, and we billed them also. So we double dipped on that one. So we needed to void this parcel out, so we recommend voiding out this particular parcel.
Hey, how's it going?
Next parcel, 573-18235, Michael Thompson.
Really?
His parcel was combined with the parcel below, parcel 36. And we needed to void this parcel out. And we increased the value of the parcel 36. So we voided out the 25,000, but by combining it, we saved a little money. It only increased by $12,500. He just had a vacant lot next door to his house. They just combined it. And the last one is they came in with a correction. They came in after the close of the digest for this year, and they corrected their ownership. I think they added Leon Walker and created life estates for both of them. Those are the admin changes. On pages 7 through 8, we have the some of the final appeal changes. And starting at the top, we have the correction due to grade and quality for uniformity in that particular neighborhood. And the second one, we corrected the upper level to the attic, and I looked at that one myself. And we had the upper level, it's a Cape Cod style home with dormers, and it was unfinished upstairs. And so we corrected it to an unfinished attic, and it adjusted the value down from 290,000 to 255,372. The next one is also a quality and grade correction. The next one is a purchase price. They purchased it in 2022 for $695,900, and we had it at $863,800. So we set it to the purchase price. Normally, they would get it for next year, but we were really off on the value of that one, so we set it to the $692 for this year. The next one also was a quality and grade correction, and the one after that is based on uniformity and the sales in the neighborhood correction value. And the last one is the reduced the basement by half. Looked at FMLS, it went out to do a field check, and the finished basement was cheaper to reduce.
Oh, no, she did. She sent it off to me. She sent
8.
Please see attached.
We have, the appraiser went out to this particular property, and she went in, and there was black mold everywhere. She didn't go any further after she stepped in due to that black mold. And so we reduced the value of the property to an unsound condition. But we still have the land value in there, and
People living there?
no one's living. No.
We're not asking liability to our notification.
No one's living in the property, so that's over half of it was reduced. And the last one was a land reduction based on the desirability and the shape of your land of that particular parcel. It was a little weirdly shaped on that one, and we gave them consideration for it.
And another quick question.
Sure.
Those that were corrected based on grade, were those new homes?
No, probably like 2004-ish, that type of year. And some neighborhoods have more than one grade in them. And we looked at the year built and the quality of constructed. The majority are A-, and this particular subject was A. We reduced it down to an A- for the informative, and also look at the sales. I know one of those in particular, I was reading her appeal, and she's like, we compared me to finished homes and swimming pools, so we looked closer at homes that did not have finished basements, and looked at the grade also.
Would the grade typically be adjusted for, at purchase or a lot earlier in the life of
somewhere along the line, I don't know, if a different appraiser went out and looked at it and gave it a different grade. Of course, it's should all be uniform across the board. But sometimes you have some that have a different grade that have got you up a year or two later, and a different appraiser went in with their bid and they gave it a different grade. So sometimes you have to come back and adjust it. And owners will point it out if they notice it. Okay. Those are all the requested the recommended changes for the appeals. And on attachment A, these are all of the no changes that we're recommending. And then we're going to send all of these over to the Board of Equalization. Because we don't need for hearings.
I entertain a motion to approve all these changes. The real property changes and real property no change. And no.
Make motion that we approve the administrative real and real property and sale value, no changes as displayed and recorded. So,
A motion and a second, any discussion. All in favor say aye. Thank you.
thank you.
Commercial.
Next, we have commercial.
This is Debbie this morning. Start on page 9. Going to be all the changes in the commercial properties. The first one is Tie-In Holdings. This property is located on 92 North, where they did the reroute of the new roadway. And I had found, in looking at this parcel, that it was not uniformly assessed by all the other land values.
We do that. Item number 57.
It's item number 1.
Very good.
Page 9.
Section B.
No,
Okay, I'm sorry.
no, not even that. Okay.
Say A4 appeal adjustment.
Just in this part.
I get them on.
Okay. Okay.
Page 9.
Thanks for helping me out. Always hear that.
So at any rate, that lot was lowered to 30,000 to be uniform with all the other lots around it. Line 2, Beagle Family Investment. That one was lowered to due to an adjustment made for the vacancy. We had 5% vacancy, and we upped the vacancy to 15% because it was more vacancy than what we thought. This one also had a Superior Court decision in 2019 for 605. So we're still higher than that, but lower than what the reval came. This is located in front of the apartments on Highway 5. You got Martin's, and then you have the apartments, and then that building next to the entrance there, that's where that's located. 3, Douglasville Associates. The restaurant here in this strip mall, which is the old Tokyo behind Chick-fil-A on Highway 5, that restaurant, of course, moved over by Ollie's, so it's now 100% vacant. We reduced that due to that restaurant not being there. The old value was $2,623,600, and the reduction was $441,800 due to that. Again, we had a BOE decision back in 19 of $900,000 on this parcel, so we're getting back a little bit on that from the BOE. 4, Mr. Finance. This property is located across from Mount Vernon Road and 92, where they intersected. Years ago, it was an old car wash, but it's vacant now. The car wash is gone, but there is no sewer, and this was verified, no sewer, and the county had denied him a permit. I think he wanted to do a storage facility, but he does not have sewer through there. at the moment and don't know when it's coming. So we reduced that based on the obsolescence there. Value was reduced $213,664. And again, in 2019, we had a $163,500 value from the DOE decision. 5 Long Valley. This one is it was built as Hooters in front of Walmart, and then it became a Mexican restaurant, and I think it's Highliners now. And due to the high turnover and the location must be some problem there, so we reduced it due to that fact of the high turnover. That was a $276,000 reduction. 6, Christopher Davis. This one was changed due to a high vacancy rate as well. If you know where the old movie theater is on Veterans Memorial Highway, the old, it's been closed for years. On the right, Cole Drive, next to it is another street. This building sits sideways, so it's in that area. Not a lot of going on right there, so we reduced that value due to the area, and that reduced it $444,700. Line 7, this was reduced due to the income model. We had light manufacturing, and the income model was changed to restaurant. That reduced the value of $38,200. Right over to page 10. Line 8. Wrong Wayne Inc. This was an old Wendy's on Thornton Road. It's across from the Toyota dealership. And this was adjusted because of the income. Now it's, I think, a Chinese restaurant, Belgian, something like that. Yeah.
Beijing.
Beijing. Okay. But we reduced that value $121,900 due to the location and the type of this is location and type. Okay. Number 9, BSREP2 WS Lithia Springs LLC. Changes were made to the rate per room on this. This one was I think that was I can't remember what that was one of the hotels out on Thornton Road. But that one was reduced because of the rate per room was too high. And that was $1 million reduction by $1 million, as you see. So that's all of the changes for the commercial. And I'm going to move on to, y'all make a recommendation after all the commercial or? So we could move to attachment B. That's going to be all your no changes for commercial. And of course, as Adrian has said, all the no changes on commercial be just like residential according to the DOE. I've got last here some hearing officer decisions, and that's going to be on page 11. The first step was on December the 16th. You'll see the reductions on line, well, they're not numbered, but you can see line 1 and 4, 5, and 6, 8, 9, and 10. Those all had reductions. And the ones that were reduced for 1 year only, it was due to they felt like that, especially, if you look at the middle, 172, 154 parcel, 173, 1512, 173, 1514, 173, 1516. Those are all vacant over on Riverside Parkway. And due to the testimony at the meeting, the officer felt like that it's the exception for the vacant lot too. That the 1 year was only because it was a changing area and there was not enough evidence really to substantiate a 3-year 299C. So that's why they went for the 1 year, not 2, 3. And you'll see that as well on, now the shopping center at the Publix at Mirror Lake, that one was reduced 13.4%, but that's, to me, is acceptable. I don't think we need to move forward with that one. And even the land above that was 39.5, which was that 1 year agreement. So I don't think that's necessary to move forward with that one as well. Y'all have any questions on these, that group?
Well, I was just wondering, those lots, the movie lots, those buildable lots.
They are buildable. But the way they're situated right now, there's a lot of transition going on in the area. And until they decide on how they're going to map these out, they're continuing to split and combine and whatnot. They decided that this was a fair way of doing it instead of doing the 3-year freeze.
Okay. Which side of Fort Miller is on Riverside?
Okay, North Riverside Road and Summer Lake Road, that would be on your, it's gonna be on,
Western side.
Southwest, yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say next to the Hooch, Chattahoochee, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's relevant.
Yeah. Summer Lake Road, familiar with that? Okay, December the 20th, that group, the first one was Highway 92 Ingalls, and then the second one was the vacant lot next to the Ingalls. There's no change there. You'll see the third one is the Highway 5 Red Lobster. We had a 21.6% change there. The fourth one was In-Town Suites, is on Highway 5. That one had a 5% adjustment. The apartments at Connors Road, Mirror Lake, we had a 12.3% adjustment. And if you go on down, the rest of them have a 299C. The 479-1822, the Westport area there, those were revised based on the data in the area, on the buildings themselves. Now, I know that 480-18210, that one was reduced to 20%, but that's that Suite 1 extended stay, so of course they adjusted the per room dollar amount on that one as well. And then we have a 3.7% decreased on 480-18250, and then a 10.5% on the Blair Bridge Road parcel 616-1825. Some of these got the 299C, some did not, just due to various reasons of the agreement in the hearing officer meetings.
So the last 4 that they changed and that yes, they don't get 200C.
Yes, those should get the 299.
Okay, she doesn't write it.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep. Board okay with that group? Or?
I know that I was entertaining the rest of the food job. Virtual candidates and that.
I'll make a motion to approve the commercial changes and no changes.
We're gonna say anything discussion. All in favor, say aye. Any other? Motion passed.
So, thank you. Just want to go over the appeal counts and how far we've come. But first, I want to thank the staff. Thank you all for your help and all my appraisers that are out in the field today and on vacation. We have successfully completed all of the appeals except for 6, 3 in commercial and 3 in residential. The 3 in commercial, we're waiting on some feedback on whether or not they're going to withdraw, because 2 of them have 2 on the 0 years. And for the 3 residential, we're just waiting on the legal on those 3 to see.
There's some legal problems.
Some legal issues with those 3.
Commercial property, y'all have to community tax and some agreement, stuff like that. Don't you? It's one apply,
Yes.
so I would think that's like pretty difficult.
So we have 99.7% of all the appeals. So we have met the 180 days on all of them. And even the ones that are left, they still have a month on each one of those. So we'll probably have an answer at the beginning of the year on those 6. I think Tamika has updated you already on the car situation. What's going on with that? Other than just thanking my staff for hard work this year, that's all I have.
I guess next order of business is, schedule a big meeting. My understanding is, things have to be fairly early in the year to appoint the chief appraiser and secretary, stuff like that. But
That's fine, the first, second week of January.
it's the first, second week,
But it's not.
is there 11:50? Oh. So 11th is Wednesday, but I thought 12. 10th was 12.
Good for you.
We don't get 11. So 9 o'clock on January 11th. If there is no further business, I would recommend that motion for adjournment. Motion is second, all in favor, say aye. Motion passed.